Today we are from Group D. Want to present. Ulangi, Ra. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are from Group D. Want to present our discussion about inclusive education. Especially about the assessment for deaf students. First of all, we would like to introduce ourselves. There is Adisti, Angga, Aulia, Dewi, Fathan, and Felicita, and Harisma. This is our table of contents. The topic is reading and speaking assessment for deaf students within junior high school English learning. The first, there is a background. The second, identification of target. The third, identification correlation with assessment. Fourth, the purpose of the assessment of teaching English for students with disabilities. The fifth, the implementation of assessment for deaf students in English language teaching for junior high school. Sixth is conclusion. First one, there's a background will be presented by Angga. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Redman. For the first point is about the background. So, inclusive schools are schools that also provide education for students with special needs. In the school, both students with special needs and regular students will study in the same class and receive the same education. It is a form of equity and a form of education without discrimination, as stipulated in Law Number 4 of 1997 about person with disabilities, Article 5. Every person with disabilities has equal rights and opportunities in all aspects of life and livelihoods. And with the regulation of the Minister of National Education number 70 of 2009, district or city governments must appoint at least one primary school and one junior high school in each sub-district. And a secondary education unit to organize inclusive education, which oblige to accept students with special needs. So based on the regulation of the Minister of National Education number 70 of 2009, the city government must appoint at least one junior high school. That's why we choose to focus on the assessment system of the focus. That's why we choose to focus ourselves in the student with hearing impairment in English lesson and at the junior high school level.
Thank
I
you,
think
Angga.
that's all.
The next one is identification of targets will be explained by Amora. Time is yours.
Okay, identification of target. Hearing passes a range of hearing losses ranging from hard of hearing to complete deafness. Many students with hearing disorder suffer from both experiential and language deficit. Hearing impairment students have several problems in teaching and learning activities, especially material related to hearing or listening. Dan juga saat ini masih sedikit orang yang fokus membahas tentang siswa tunarungu di jenjang SMP. Maka dari itu, kelompok kami mencoba untuk membahasnya dengan menggunakan berbagai macam source yang kami temukan. Lalu kami juga fokus membahas assessment reading and speaking, karena untuk assessment writing, khusus siswa tunarungu tidaklah jauh berbeda dengan assessment siswa lainnya.
Thank you, Amora. And the next one is identification correlation with assessment. Will be presented by Bila. Time is yours.
Okay, so the first is identification is an initial activity that precedes the assessment process. And according to Swessing, identification has two concepts, the concept of screening and actual identification. So, identification is the activity of recognizing or marking something which is interpreted as a process of screening or the process of finding children's problem and disorder or the process of early detection of children with special needs. In this step, we identified the needs of the students with special need. Jadi ada beberapa kebutuhan yang harus kita perhatikan. The first one is the need for success in any activities, both individual tasks or group tasks. The deaf students will make any effort to achieve the best result, even though they have to face various obstacles because of their disability. The second one is the need for doing any activities. They need to involved in classroom learning activities or outside learning activities. The deaf student also want to be involved in learning or playing with the other students. The third is the need for freedom. They want to be responsible for their own actions. The deaf students don't want to be tied down by the other people. Maksudnya mereka tidak selalu ingin ditemani atau didampingi oleh orang lain. Dan kebebasan ini juga harus ada batasannya. For example, in a learning activity, of course, there's an assignment. So they do not always want to be accompanied. They also want to try to do their own assignments. And as a teacher, we have to give them the opportunity to train themselves. But sometimes the teacher should ask whether they need help or not, or are they having any difficulties. Jadi kebutuhan-kebutuhan siswa tunarungu tersebut merupakan hal yang harus betul-betul dipahami oleh guru, terutama untuk kepentingan memberikan pengajaran kepada mereka. And then, learner argues that assessment is a process of gathering complete information about an individual that will be used to make considerations and decisions related to that individual. Next slide, please. So, as you can see in the picture, the assessment for the deaf students is a process of collecting information about them regarding to the conditions, characteristics, the needs, strengths, and weaknesses as a basis for the preparation of learning programs and special needs programs that are suitable for them. Dan kegiatan-kegiatan tersebut nantinya akan dievaluasi. And in its implementation, the assessment activities should be communicated and coordinated by teachers and other people that close to the student, such as parents and their families. Sometimes they also need to involve professionals who are expert in their fields, like psychologists, sociologists, and therapists. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bila, for the explanation. And the next one is the implementation of assessment for deaf students in English language teaching for junior high school will be explained by Dewi. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. The next one, we'll talk about the implementation of assessment for deaf students in English language teaching for junior high school. So our group concern more on reading assessment and speaking assessment because karena dari kelompok kita tuh berpikir bahwasanya untuk writing assessment itu tidak jauh beda dengan teman-teman yang biasa begitu. Jadi kita lebih berfokus pada reading assessment dan speaking assessment. Next. Okay, the first one is reading assessment. Jadi untuk kedua assessment ini dari kelompok kami menyarankan bahwasanya dari guru bahasa Inggris atau English teachers berkolaborasi dengan guru-guru yang memiliki kemampuan dalam berkomunikasi dengan teman-teman yang tunarungu begitu atau guru-guru yang berasal dari special education. Nah, dari kelompok kami ini juga memiliki fokus yang lebih bagi teman-teman yang bukan hanya tidak memiliki keterbatasan dalam pendengaran, tapi mereka juga memiliki keterbatasan dalam berkomunikasi begitu. Dalam konteks reading assessment, the first thing first, that is the English teacher will collaborate with teacher from special education school for better quality of assessment. The second one, the English teacher make some points that will be tested in reading assessment. Jadi guru-guru pengajar bahasa Inggris sebelum melaksanakan assessment itu melakukan diskusi bersama guru-guru yang memiliki special education untuk poin mana nih yang nantinya akan disampaikan kepada teman-teman berkebutuhan khusus dalam konteks ini, yaitu tunarungu. Lalu selanjutnya, the teacher from special education give the instruction of the test. Jadi dalam pelaksanaan assessment itu sendiri, nantinya guru-guru dari special education akan memberikan instruksi dengan menggunakan bahasa isyarat kepada teman-teman tunarungu dalam pengerjaan reading assessment. The next one, the material for reading assessment consists of first film strip, second cards, and the last picture. Jadi teman-teman tunarungu juga memiliki beberapa benchmark untuk reading assessment sendiri, dan kita dari kelompok kami pun berpikir bahwa dalam penentuan benchmark ini tentu berbeda dengan teman-teman yang normal pada umumnya. Nah, pada kelompok kami memberikan saran dalam reading assessment seharusnya English teacher itu harus memberikan beberapa poin yang seperti yang pertama, film strips. Jadi teman-teman dari tunarungu itu akan diberikan beberapa materi berkaitan dengan film gitu. Jadi mereka akan melihat beberapa potongan film, short movie or something like that dengan beberapa subtitles. So it's easier for them buat digest the information. The next one is a card. Jadi dari English teacher akan mengkombinasikannya dengan card, jadi ada questions, ada answer gitu. Jadi pergerakan motorik teman-teman dari tunarungu juga akan terbantu. The last one is picture. Jadi guru-guru pendidikan bahasa Inggris juga harus menyertakan beberapa gambar-gambar agar mudah dicerna bagi teman-teman yang tunarungu. Next. Okay, the next one is speaking assessment. Tidak jauh beda dari sebelumnya. So the English teacher will collaborate with teacher from special education for better quality of assessment. Lalu guru-guru dari special education akan memberikan instruksi kepada teman-teman yang tunarungu, tapi berbeda di sini, yaitu the way of the teacher from special education give the instruction can be in the form of the first one is direct method. So dari guru-guru yang berasal dari special education, mereka bisa mengulang beberapa pertanyaan beberapa kali dengan metode drilling. So it makes sure that teman-teman yang tunarungu bisa mencerna apa yang dimaksudkan oleh guru-gurunya. The second one is total physical response. Jadi yang dimaksudkan di sini adalah teman-teman tunarungu dalam konteks speaking assessment, mereka bisa menggunakan body language untuk membantu mereka untuk menjelaskan apa sih yang sebenarnya mereka maksud gitu. The last one is realia kids, atau di sini salah satu saran dari kelompok kami. Jadi dari teman-teman tunarungu bisa menggunakan beberapa real object to help them to convey their opinion or their thought in form of a speaking assessment. Jadi itu membantu mereka untuk mengkomunikasikan maksud yang ingin mereka sampaikan. That's all for me.
Thank you, Dewi. And the next part is the purpose of the assessment of teaching English for students with disabilities will be presented by Felicita. Time is yours.
Okay. There are four things. The first one is filtering the abilities of students with disabilities. Ini dimaksudkan untuk mencari tahu atau menemukan kemampuan atau ketidakmampuan dari seorang siswa. Kemampuan ini bisa termasuk kemampuan kognitif, motorik, sosial, dan juga psikologis. For the second point, determine the direction or goals of education and the needs of students with disabilities. tujuan dari inclusive education ini juga sebenarnya sama dengan tujuan dari pendidikan secara umumnya, yaitu untuk mencerdaskan kehidupan bangsa dan juga membentuk seorang manusia kayak gitu. Nah, dikarenakan setiap siswa itu berbeda, baik kemampuan dan juga kebutuhannya, maka dibutuhkan tujuan tertentu atau specific goals yang bisa menyesuaikan apa kemampuan dari siswa tersebut dan juga memenuhi apa kebutuhan dari siswa tersebut. For the third point, develop an individualized education program known as the IEP or Individualized Educational Program. IEP sendiri adalah program mengajar yang disesuaikan dengan kemampuan dan juga kebutuhan individual siswa. Program ini bekerja sama dari pihak sekolah, orang tua, dan juga siswa itu tersendiri. Nah, bisa dikatakan kalau IEP ini sebagai fondasi dari inclusive education. Nah, dari data ini kita bisa menemukan apa kemampuan dan juga ketidakmampuan dari anak-anak siswa kita, anak-anak siswa kebutuhan khusus. Nah, di sini kita juga bisa menemukan data dasar yang bisa guna untuk kedepannya ketika pengembangan kemampuan para siswa. For the last point, determine learning strategies, learning environment, and teaching evaluation. Sebagai hasil dari assessment, seorang guru bisa menemukan yang paling tepat dan paling baik untuk diimplementasikan pada saat kegiatan belajar dan mengajar. Dan juga hasil ini bisa membantu menciptakan suasana belajar yang menyenangkan dan juga efektif. Di sini juga dari hasil dari assessment ini kita seorang guru bisa melakukan evaluasi, dan evaluasi ini untuk kedepannya lagi agar menjadi lebih baik. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you, Felicita, for the explanation. And we move to the last part, is conclusion. Will be explained by Adisti. Time is yours.
Oke, terima kasih Pak. Jadi dari banyaknya pembahasan di atas, kesimpulan yang bisa ditarik adalah inclusive education is a worldwide movement that changes the education system. Inclusive education is a real need, but it mainly involves changing attitudes, teaching, and of course, assessment. If each teacher and assessment is in accordance with the needs of the students, they will be facilitated by learning English and other learning. Terima kasih, saya kembalikan ke Facan.
Thank you, Adisti. And the conclusion is the last of our presentation. I hope that explanation can be understood. Thank you for your attention. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank